toward third. Diving stop for Shella. He throws home. Not in time! 3 in a row. Walk-off wins for the Phils. Gene Segura is the hero for a second consecutive game. The Phillies win it 8-7 in the bottom of the 10th inning. And these celebrations are becoming old hats.
Can they do it again on Father's Appreciation Day presented by Chevrolet? That's the great giveaway that's being given out today. Hey, Tommy Green is in the house, signing some autographs. Nobody hits a golf ball farther than Tommy Green. No offense, Mike Schmidt. Sundays with Schmidt, the Phils, and the Yankees. It's game 2 of this 2-game series. Hey, everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ruben Amaro, who hits a golf ball, and Mike Schmidt hits it straight, but nobody hits it as far as Tommy Green. We get set for Game 2 between the Phillies and the Yankees. Guys, the Phillies have never had 4 consecutive walk-offs in the history of this franchise. Can they do it again? And if they do, what do you think? Gene Segura involved once again?
Yeah, Gene Segura, if I could quote him, I was born to play this game. And he sure has looked like it the last couple days. 2 walk-offs in a row for Gene Segura. Here you see him. That's 2 days ago where he thought he hit a home run, but he didn't. The ball hit the wall and drove in 2 runs to win the game. And now it's chase Gene Segura around the outfield to have a little scrum right there. And that's a lot of fun for the guys. And here's yesterday. A low and away slider that he was able to get the bat on, and third baseman actually got his glove on it, threw wild to home, and that won yesterday's game. Gene Segura, a guy that can find the moment. He loves being in. That's one thing I like about him. He can do a little bit of everything. He runs good. He likes to take the extra base. He plays emotional baseball. He's got a great arm, as we've seen on a couple of double plays recently. And he can find the baseball. He can find the moment. And as he said in his interview yesterday, he just loves being up there with the pressure.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's noticeable how he does love those moments, and it is a very good thing. All right, you know what else would be a good thing today is if Aaron Nola finds himself once again here at Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, there's no question he loves pitching here, but he's been struggling, Tom, and I have some concerns about his overall health and his overall effectiveness. I mean, he's not been throwing the ball all that well in his last several outings, and we're not used to this. You know, this is not the Aaron Nola that we know. He's been much sharper in the past. I know he's got much better stuff. If you look back into 2018, you see this breaking ball just snapping really hard at the very end. You see the late life to that breaking ball. You can see it in a slow motion right here, just snapping down into the zone. And you have not seen that in the last few starts, and particularly his last start against the Atlanta Braves, just rolling that breaking ball right in the middle of the zone. That's death for a guy like Freddie Freeman. And then another one, Austin Riley, who's been swinging the bat very well, just seeing it rolling into the zone, and that's danger zone for Aaron Nola. I've seen that on his breaking ball. I've seen that on his fastball. I have some concerns. He's not getting over his pitches. Hopefully he can find it, and he can get to the point where he's throwing like he used to throw.
The good news is for him is that he does have a lot of right-handers in the lineup today that he'll face against the Yankees, and he has pitched very well here at Citizens Bank Park. It is the finale of this 2-game series. Domingo Germán, he's also been very good for the New York Yankees. In fact, he's been their number 2 starter behind Garrett Cole. His earned run average 3.12. He's only had 1 start this year where he's allowed more than 3 earned runs. A lot of emotion yesterday. A lot of mixture of fans. Hey, the home run hat made a showing here at the ballpark. Limited time only at the New Era store. Lineups and first pitch for the finale coming up. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Toyota Camry, now with available all-wheel drive. Visit your local Tri-State Toyota dealer today. By Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IBX.com. Coverage cam, El Fanatico out in front of the crowd today, inviting Gleyber Torres to come take a look at his ATV, his 4-wheeler. See, it's easy to drive. See? Come on, you do it. Torres thought he might do it. Stretching himself out. Fanatic then banging his head because he doesn't know how to use it. And then look at this. Ready? Very funny. Well, if for fans that have never seen him before, and I'm sure everybody has, but in person, they got a kick out of it. A lot of white hats in the stands today. That's because that's the retro hat that's been given out on Chevrolet Father's Appreciation Day. Let's look at the Yankees lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. DJ LeMahieu leads it off. He's at first base. So 99 multi-hit games since the start of 2019. Yesterday, he had the 3-run home run against Hector in the 9th inning that sent this game to extra innings and had a double earlier in the ball game. And this Yankees lineup facing Aaron Nola, making his 14th start of the year. An ERA of 4.06 and 85 strikeouts and 75 and a third. Let's see what Aaron can do if he can dial up the same kind of game he had last September against the Yankees. His only appearance, last August I should say, his only appearance, 6 innings, 3 hits and 1 earned run. Sounds like there might be more Yankee fans here today than yesterday.
Tom, I think something to watch for today with Nola is his effectiveness pitching off the plate inside. You talk about the snap on his breaking balls and the changing of levels and speeds and all that kind of stuff. But I think Aaron Nola needs to keep that inside, knock you off the plate fastball on the hitter's minds.
Well, the first pitch of the day to LeMahieu is a fastball that runs in.
Now, as a right-handed hitter, I'm talking about for sure, because there's a lot in the Yankees lineup today. But you have to think that that ball starting at your left shoulder, just inside your left shoulder, might not break over the plate. And if you can get that on the right-handed hitter's minds, you have a great chance to be a lot more effective.
Well, he's ahead 0-2 to LeMahieu.
You got to move their feet. You got to move their chest away from home plate.
Yeah, certainly. That'll make his breaking ball that much more effective.
You can get away with one that's not snapping so much.
Yep.
Try to go outside against LeMahieu, and he throws another fastball, 96 miles an hour. LeMahieu provided us with our Toyota Camry turning point in yesterday's ball game.
Yeah, LeMahieu got a split up in the zone. It was not the split that Neris wanted to make. He wanted to bounce that one, and he was all over it, and he smoked it. That was a Toyota turning point yesterday.
The Phillies ultimately won in 10 innings. The 3rd consecutive walk-off. Second time Gene Segura was the star. The 0-2 pitch to LeMahieu. Curveball reaches out, pokes it out toward right. That's going to drop in for a base hit.
Well, there's nothing you can really do about that. He hit it off the end of the bat. And he just kind of, his butt went toward their dugout and his upper body went out and just touched that ball. That's just plain good hitting, Ruben. I mean, what are you going to do? Just kind of went to spoil it and threw it in play over Segura's head.
Well, it's the reason why he's one of the best hitters in the American League and in all of baseball for the last several years. And, he can do that. That was a pitch off the plate. It was a very, very good breaking ball. It was down. It was way off the plate, and he hit his spot, and you got to give the hitter credit from time to time.
All right, well, here's Gleyber Torres, 0 for 5 in yesterday's ball game. Couple strikeouts. And a first pitch pop foul out of play, and it's 0-1 off the first base side.
You're talking about the Toyota turning point in yesterday's game. I'm going to refute the one you showed on, because that's the obvious one, obviously. My turning point would have been the split that Hector threw to the hitter before him.
So you're going to go. You're going to do a deeper dive into the Toyota Camry
yes,
point.
I'm going to drill down a little bit further, and I'm drilling down to a split off the plate.
This should be 2. There's 1 and 2.
That great pitch, great double play right there, very timely, but. A lot of our comments and things that we make as color analysts are based on hindsight, right?
We're really smart after the fact.
Comments we wouldn't have made if things would have, turned out differently. We probably wouldn't have even mentioned that pitch if, he'd have got out of the inning with the next hitter. But I just didn't like that pitch. You guys see more of Hector than I do, of course, but I think that the splitter in that pitch was the wrong pitch.
Absolutely agree with you. He's got to go after that hitter. He's got to get a strike right there. And walking 2 batters ahead of LeMahieu was really the downfall.
Odor takes on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. I think. Little tapper back to the mound. All right, this turned out to be a heck of a bounce back inning for Aaron Nola. He threw just 8 pitches. All 8 were strikes. No runs, a hit, nobody left. Phillies coming up for the first time when we return. Bottom of the first inning. Bulls Barbecue has got some folks out there today. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Odubel Herrera leads it off, and then Gene Segura. JT Realmuto hits third, Bryce Harper fourth. Rhys Hoskins bats fifth, and Andrew McCutchen will hit sixth. It'll be Bohm, Torreyes, and Aaron Nola against Domingo Germán, the 28-year-old from San Pedro de Macorís, the Dominican Republic. 4-3, an ERA of 3.12. He's been solid this year for the Yankees.
Yeah, he's arguably the second best starting pitcher they've had, other than maybe Garrett Cole with that 1.02 whip, walks and hits per inning. I mean, it's outstanding. And he's a guy with a very young live arm, and he's going to go right after you, and he's going to throw strikes.
Well, he delivers low to Odubel Herrera. Odubel was 2 for 6 in yesterday's ball game. How about his last 10 games? Look at that,
yeah,
341.
He's settled in now as a leadoff hitter. I think he feels confident about hitting leadoff. I think he's concentrating more on ball in play, ball all over the field, base on balls occasionally. He's got some nice emotion as a leadoff hitter.
Just low, according to the home plate umpire Todd Tishner, and it's 2-1.
He's got that bunt now in his arsenal.
Off speed pitch, 2-2.
Tommy's got an excellent changeup, very good arm action on that changeup. He's loves his changeup, and he loves his curveball. He's got very good stuff. He'll mix it up. And he'll throw that changeup to right-handers as well. He's pretty confident with it as well.
Similar repertoire as Aaron Nola.
Apparently they haven't been watching. I was just going to say. My statement was going to be, apparently they haven't been watching Odubel hit these line shots at third base lately.
See, Mike, that would have been the foresight.
I wasn't
that
quick enough.
Separated you.
I mean, there was nobody on that side of the field.
No, nobody. So a base runner for the Phils to start the bottom of the first, and now Gene Segura. Segura is 0 for 3 against Germán. His average of 329 with 3 home runs and 18 runs batted in.
He should have waited, just waited one more pitch to do that.
You would have been looking very smart.
Yeah.
Smarter than you already are.
Segura's average is 4th highest in the National League, 5th highest in all of baseball. He brings us another Geico quote of the day on hitting in pressure situations. I really like those tied games on the line because I know, man, I can't explain that. I was just born to play this game. I want to be in that situation all the time.
Unlike me, I was born to be an architect.
2-0.
Well, now that was a little up and in.
Might have had a little purpose to it. He's been swinging the bat very well. Certainly understandable. I'm not sure if that's going to work very well against Gene Segura. His heartbeat's pretty steady when it comes to being at the plate.
Yeah, there were a couple pitches tight yesterday, and he made some noise as they went down, but it didn't affect him.
Funny thing about that pitch up around your neck. I used to get one every now and then, but I love once I got it, that was it. You know, you don't have to spend the rest of the game wondering when you're going to get it.
So one and done.
Well, especially now, it just doesn't happen all that often unless the guy is actually trying to drill you. Which, Tom, and this doesn't happen very much anymore.
No. 2 balls, 1 strike to Segura. Phillies is a team 5th highest batting average, averaging 4.26 runs per game. And Segura bunts foul. 2-2. Listen, third baseman Urshela was way back behind the bag.
Love it. Love it. That means you're really watching what's going on around you. You just want to set the table for Real Muto. Get on base, get a knock.
Yeah, the beauty of the last first inning yesterday was just getting base hits and timely hitting and hitting the ball all over the ballpark, behind runners, etc. I like that play.
Well, Dubal's going to do a little landscaping. Looks like everybody's comfortable now. Phillies begin play today in second place in the National League East, 4 games behind the Mets. Mets are already trailing against San Diego. Any thought of the Padres? Very good team, giving the Phillies a chance to make up some space. It really hasn't happened in the 2 series between the Mets and San Diego.
Now the Mets have really been pitching well. Their starting pitching in particular, Stroman and DeGrom, throwing excellent games for them.
2-2.
Now it's interesting that Odubel actually flinched twice. It looks like he wants to run, and Herman has mixed up his cadence here, and with good reason. I think he thinks he's going to be running here.
Either that or he and Sanchez just aren't on the same page.
Right.
Inside, 3-2. That was a sinker that just kept on going.
Well, if there was ever a pitch to put Odubel in motion, would be this one, wouldn't it?
I would think so.
Low strikeout guy. If he lines out to somebody, the heck with it.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Here he goes. Pitch is popped up foul, out of play. And it remains 3-2. Yesterday in Segura's at bats, and this is kind of carried over the last couple of days, he had a few long ones. 7-8 pitch at bats.
Yeah, he's got great focus right now, at bat to at bat. He's not giving any at bats away. He's concentrating and really trying to work each one of those at bats and just make contact, particularly when it gets to 2 strikes.
He's 9 for 24 on this homestand. This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat. Odubel goes. Pitch is looped out to right field, in for a base hit. Odubel high steps his way over to third. Now the Phillies have first and third with nobody out. This is a heck of a start, kind of like yesterday when they scored 4 runs in the first inning.
I mean, this is the way we talk all the time about baseball being played. I mean, you're not always going to get hits, but you got a runner, you start the runner, he hits the ball behind the runner. Little bit of a ball, actually a little middle in on that ball, and he kept his hands inside of it. It actually looked like he wanted to hit the ball that way.
Yeah, he almost had to be looking that way. That was a changeup, and he was just thinking about trying to drive the ball the other way. And if you're thinking otherwise, he probably rolls over to short or third base and just gets probably a fielder's choice. But really nice job by Segura there.
And now it brings JT up. JT hitting .290 with 6 home runs, and he lines that one foul. 1 for 4 yesterday with a run scored. Nice grab.
In 1974, I had a pretty good year. It was my first good year as a hitter. And every time I looked up, that was Dave Cash on third and Larry Boa on first. It seemed like the entire year. Boy, it's fun to hit third with those 2 guys on all the time, first and third.
When you have action going, right?
Yep.
JT bounces it. It's 0-2.
Well, before they started shifting, that first and third was so critical because it opened, especially for left-handed hitters or for guys who could really handle the bat, because it just opened up that whole right side of the field for you to continue that train going. Keep going first to third. Another base hit to right. First to third.
0-2 to Real Muto. 294 with runners in scoring position. The Yankees are conceding a run. Just a bit outside. 1-2. 95 off the plate. Just a hair.
Anchorman wanted that pitch, certainly.
Statcast 3D.
See that? That's good eyeballs by that hitter. JT.
Little tapper left to the mound. That's going to get a run home and might also move everybody up. It does. RBI infield hit for Real Muto. And the Phils lead it 1-0.
Now, what's that tell you about making contact?
Also tells you something about, singles are okay. 3 straight singles.
What did we have? 6 singles in yesterday's first inning, scoring 4 runs?
4 runs on 6 singles and a sacrifice fly.
Again, I think this is something that Joe Dillon has been trying to instill in these guys all year long, and it's just finally, sometimes it just takes some time to make it happen where, guys are buying into it. And when you see results like this and you're adding and creating more run opportunities, I mean, they're going to keep doing it, hopefully.
All right, now Bryce Harper. Bryce had 3 hits yesterday. He also drove in a couple of runs. He has 4 RBIs during the month of June. Runners take their lead. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. So after the Phillies have gone 14 games without a first inning run, they've scored 5 now in the last 2 games. And still nobody out in the bottom of the first. Little curveball. See the alignment of the defense with the runners taking their lead. And now time is called.
Schmitty, what was your thought process in this situation? First and second, nobody out. I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities for you to be there. Where, as an RBI guy, what are you thinking right now in your head?
Nothing really different. I would not think, as much as I might talk about it up here, a ball the other way or whatever advances the runners. My role on the team was more just be you, just do what you do, don't change. So for me, the guy on first was in scoring position, basically.
Right.
That's the best way I can say it. If, as a result, something I do moves runners up, a long fly ball, maybe the runner on second would tag and go to third. Things didn't change much, Ruben, although I knew the way the game was supposed to be played, but the manager would really tell me, just swing the bat,
Back toward the middle on one hot flag down by Torres. What a play. And now they've got Segura caught between second and third. And he's tagged out. That was an unbelievable double play.
It was.
As unorthodox as you will find, it's the second excellent play at shortstop by Torres in this series.
It definitely was. Those were 2 of the yesterday's, and that one we just saw were 2 of the best plays I've ever seen by a shortstop. Of course, I go back through the Ozzie Smith
GMC precision play.
Bryce thinks he's got a knock, and before you know it, Torres is on the ball, flipping it to second base, and Segura's got to run. It's basically a ground ball. He thought it made a line drive. Yeah, there is absolutely nothing you can do other than give the defense credit.
Yeah, everybody did everything right. Everybody might think that Segura didn't do the right thing. He's got to freeze when there's no outs and a line drive is hit, especially when they've got shifts going on. The ball was short hopped. It was almost caught, and it would have been probably could have been a triple play if everybody was moving on it. And you just got to give credit to Torres for making a very, very good heads-up play. Same with Odor.
Yeah, but think about how maligned Torres has been at shortstop.
Yeah.
9 errors this year. All right, so now Reese trying to end it 0 for 22. And he takes a curveball in the inside corner 0-1.
Harper's got grounded into double play.
Seriously.
Yeah, 6-4-5.
I hate to write that down.
Yeah, 6-4-5 double play.
Yeah.
You know, the traditional one. No balls and 1 strike. A little tapper off the foot of Reese. It's 0-2.
Just throw this out there. I've seen Reese a couple of times on pitches the last couple days. Remember when we talked last Sunday? We even did the opening about Reese in the last Sunday. He was hot, but he wasn't pulling anything foul. Remember that?
Yep.
Right.
And the last couple of days, he's hit a couple of really long balls foul, hooked them foul down the left field line.
Yeah, it's amazing how things can change in a week in the game of baseball. Out toward right center field. It's not deep. Playable for Frazier. And the inning is over. The Phillies settle for 1 run. A little unlucky was Bryce Harper. And a little defensive wizardry by Gleyber Torres. With the 2021 Google MLB All-Star ballot, vote daily at MLB.com/vote and on Google by searching for your favorite players to send them to Colorado. Ruben brought this up yesterday. Gene Segura is a prime candidate for a guy that should be going to Colorado for the All-Star game this year, the way he's been playing, at least up to this point. Here's Gio Urshela to lead it off, hitting .271. And a first pitch from Nola outside, 1-0.
I got a strange one for you.
What do you got?
I got another prime candidate, Brad Miller.
Really? You think so?
Interesting.
Huh? Hey, listen, you are supposed to take a utility player.
Thank you.
Fly ball right center field. That's pretty well hit. Harper's going back toward the scoreboard. He has room, and he makes the catch. Feeling for it his entire time. Time now for our Citizens Stats Leaders, brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the Phillies. All right, so how about this? Highest percentage of runs scored via the home run. San Francisco at 52.5. That shocks me, quite frankly. It really does.
No question. That is an amazing number, particularly in that ballpark right now. And I think Kevin Franzen was saying something about them opening up the archways for some reason now that they were closed.
Yes.
And the ball was flying out more.
So it may shorten the home runs.
Yeah.
Kind of like Metrodome used to be.
Huh.
Swinging at the first pitch. That one's out toward right center also, but playable for Odubel Herrera.
Aaron Nola's got to love this action.
Yeah.
So who's hitting those home runs out there for the Giants?
It's an assortment of guys. I mean, they have had they're veterans. Crawford, Brandon Belt, those guys are having a resurgence.
I know
Posey.
Crawford and Belt for sure. Oh, Posey.
Yep.
I forgot Posey.
Yeah.
Evan Longoria, who just went on the injured list, he was doing really well too.
Well, we've only seen him one time.
Well, you know what? You can stay up with us next weekend.
Yeah. Watch you.
Because they're in San Francisco next week.
All right, sure.
Those will be the early games.
Here's
early in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. And Duhar takes a strike 0-1. Phillies as a team average, or their home run rate is at 43%, which isn't too far off what the Yankees rate is.
The Yankees are scoring almost all of their runs via the home run. I mean, they're just not, and that's one of the problems that they've had, I think, this year, is that they're really relying on the home run to score their runs, and that's not going to get it done unless you have 4 or 5 guys or be 25 plus. Now they could, but they're certainly not doing it this year.
More interestingly, might be the leaders, the team leaders in all of baseball, who score the most without the home run.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that
we could find that? You're saying that are at the top, let's say top 5 in baseball in runs scored, but do it without the home run,
Right.
that type of thing? We can look at that. Oh, 2 pitch. Lines just foul down the left field line.
Ball girl got out of the way of that one nicely.
Very smart.
This guy's got some great bat speed, and Duhar, a couple of years back, I mean, he put some unbelievable numbers up. Just couldn't knock down that third base position and had a lot of trouble mentally making throws over there from third to first, and now Mike moved him to left field, and I think it's probably loosened up his head a little bit so that he can get back to being the offensive player he once was.
Fouls it down the right field line, out of play.
Well, that pretty much takes care of the whole field there. Line shot down the left field line, line shot down the right field line.
Let's just keep him out of the center of the diamond. Aaron Nola gave up a hit in the first inning, but then got a 6-4-3 double play. And now the 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? No. He's close.
Wow.
Yeah, the home plate umpire almost baited the first base umpire into that one.
That's a tough call on. I think.
No, he did not go.
It's amazing. I mean, you could literally almost swing at a ball when I played. As long, you know what I mean? As long as you like followed it a little bit with your body. And
that's because umpires were your friends back then.
They liked you.
Yeah.
Well, I sent them a Christmas gift and a card every year, all of them.
Popped up outside of first. Long run for Hoskins toward the dugout. Makes the catch. It wasn't that high, and he was able to get to the spot. That's a 10-pitch inning. We're headed to the bottom of the second with the Phillies up 1-0. Home run this inning. Watch for the keyword to receive a valuable offer from Giant Food Stores, the official grocery store of the Phils. Andrew McCutchen leads it off, and it takes a swing and a miss at the first pitch. It's 0-1. Phillies got a run in the first inning on an infield RBI single from JT Realmuto. Fouled at the plate, 0-2. Kutch's got some new shoes on today for the cream uniforms.
He can style.
He can style. Fouled back. Yeah.
Ooh, that was hot. That hit the bar right there. Hit below us, and this lucky lady.
Thank goodness it hit the bar. I don't know if it took a shot up into the press box where official scorer Mark Gola is. That was the area it went. I mean, Mark was a 4-year star at Rider University, baseball player, so he can catch it. That one's hit well. Deep to left field, going over toward the corner is Andujar. He can't get it. It's a one-hop off the wall. And McCutchen pulls into second base with a stand-up double. A little more top spin on that.
I'll tell you, Rube, what I see at McCutchen is he's tighter and connected and using his core more in his swing lately. Well, lately, probably for the last month.
He was swinging around a lot of balls before, and he's actually been a little bit more crisp to the ball. I think you're absolutely right. And it's translating in a lot more.
Plus aggressive. It was 3 pitches and 3 swings there?
Yeah, 4 pitches and 4 swings, I believe.
He did think he got that one yesterday, by the way. He thought it was going to carry more than one that was caught for a sac fly. Alec Boehm, the hitter.
And the only reason why this ball didn't go out is because he got it down on the barrel a little bit, and it just missed. If he, another inch on the barrel, and that ball's well out of here because it was a hanging breaking ball that he got. Kind of hung a little too much.
Alec Boehm 2 for 5 yesterday with 2 RBIs. And he lines it the opposite way. He's hitting it to that side of the field extremely well.
That's amazing. the change in approach of our hitters over the last week. It's truly amazing. Alec hit the ball like that a couple times yesterday. Here we're going to see the replay. That ball's, inner third, and he just cleared his hips, and boom, there it went right at second base. Nobody standing there, by the way. It did everything that we needed to do. Move the runner, gets him a knock, sets the table for Torres.
That is exactly the approach he had all year last year. He was getting his foot down early. He could react to that pitch. He could work any part of the field. That was it on the inner half here, and he kept his hands inside the ball and just smoked it to right.
We talked about in the opening or in the crossover, I might say, about Bryce and getting 3 yesterday and maybe kick-starting him. Well, Alec Bohm needs to be kick-started, and he got 2 yesterday, and he started today off with 1. So that's, well, I won't say but that's a really important cog in our offensive unit.
1 ball and 1 strike to Torres.
You get a feeling, you get a feeling as a hitter. It takes sometimes just 1 swing, 1 at bat to give you that feeling
that you can replicate.
Yeah, you just have that sense of how you did it the last time or the time before that, always to kind of take you back, get you back online.
It's interesting. Back when I was Ed Wade's assistant, we always talked about Bobby Abreu and how he would get back on track. And Bobby didn't have a whole lot of streaks where he was struggling, but you could tell it was different because when Bobby went 0 for 8, it was different from everybody else because he very rarely did it. But all he had to do was just flip one into that left field between short and third, between short and third, or flip one to left field, and he just got right back on track by staying on the ball a little bit more. Then all of a sudden, Bobby would go off again.
Torres hits one on the first base side, and LeMahieu makes the catch. And 1 out, and they'll bring Aaron Nola up. What do you think Aaron's doing here, guys? Do you think he's going to try to get Bowman to scoring position, or do you think he's going to swing away?
Absolutely. You have to do that. You just have to. You can't risk a double play ball being hit.
He does have 5 sacrifice bunts this year.
I would not at all be surprised by that safety squeeze that was executed a few days ago, or about a week or so ago, maybe even more. I'm not exactly sure, but I do believe it was Alec Bohm who was on base and scored the run.
Yeah.
But I can see him bunting the ball towards first base, and if he bunts it to first, I think you're going to see McCutchen score, because it's going to be very tough for LeMahieu to stay on the base, get to the ball quickly enough. If the ball is bunted soft enough towards first base for him to prevent McCutchen from scoring.
All right, so the key is McCutchen following Urshela down the line, right? Is that the key to the whole thing?
Yeah, he's got to get as deep and get off the bag as much as he possibly can, and obviously that's exactly what he's doing. If you watch right now, McCutchen's staying right with Urshela, because if a ball gets past him, he's able to still get past the hitter. He's able to get back to third base comfortably.
The ball's in 1 strike to Nola. Pitch high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Joe was asked about that safety squeeze the other day, and he said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course he did.
If the third baseman fields this bunt, which it looks like he would if Aaron's not able to get it to first.
And it looks like he wants to.
He's got to turn right away and get the runner.
Bunted foul. Aaron's upset with himself that he didn't get the bunt down there.
I mean, turn right away and stop the runner from scoring if the third baseman fields it, because he's going to be following him down the line, right?
Yep.
I don't know if that ever happened in my career.
What's that?
Where in this situation right here, the runner on third scored on a ball that was bunted to me.
Because you would get it and dive and tag him?
No. I just, for some reason, I just feel like there was a way that somehow we prevented it.
That's a breaking ball that's called a strike, so Nola's down on strikes. You never have to miss your Phillies with the My Teams app. Stream all of our games, including pre- and post-game live, presented by your Delaware Valley Chevy dealers.
If the Phillies don't score runs, that Torres at bat is probably the at bat that you're not real happy with. I mean, that's a ground. You would actually take a ground ball for a double play to trade for that run, particularly when you have the pitcher hitting behind you. It's one of those situations you really want to try to do what you can to get the ball down on the ground. Torres can do that, but he didn't do it in this situation because Herman got him to chase a ball up in the zone.
He's done so many things well. You're sometimes surprised when he doesn't do it well there. Odubel hits it out toward left field. Andujar going back. It's over his head. It's off the wall. A run is in. Here comes Bohm. He's going to be held at third. It's an RBI double for Odubel Herrera. He's red hot. He's 2 for 2. It's 2-0 Phils.
It's an offensive hitting clinic here, Ruben. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen so many balls effectively hit the opposite way by our hitters. Wow. First pitch to Odubel. Line shot off the Xfinity side.
He got something out over the plate right here. Just didn't try to do too much. I do believe it was a breaking ball and it stayed up. Yep, it was a breaking ball, stayed up out over the plate, and he didn't try to do too much. He just drove it the other way. And
those fences come to you real fast if you're willing to hit them. You know what I mean? They seem to come in when you're willing to go to the opposite way.
Well, they have 6 hits so far in 2 innings. 4 have gone the opposite way. As Segura takes a breaking ball up and in, 1-0.
And also a really good job right there by Alec Bohm. I mean, he had a very good jump. He was moving with 2 outs. Almost scores on that ball. That ball was scorched to left. And Dusty Wathan, you know, these guys on the bases, they don't get enough credit. Did a nice job of holding him up right there and allowing Gene to get a chance to add on here, because he would have been dead to rights. So it was a real good read by Dusty Wathan as well.
1 ball, 1 strike.
I'd like to give those props to those coaches.
Yes, I do.
That's because nobody talked positively about Ruben being over at first base.
That's also true. It was fun, though.
Oh, I love when I coached. Either way, first. Oh, look at this.
Back toward the middle, a base hit. This is going to score 2. It's a 2-run single for Segura. 4-0 Phillies on top. Keep the line moving.
I mean, case in point right there. I mean, Segura's been one of the hottest hitters on the team. Dusty holds Alec Bohm at third base. Typically, you would try to score a guy and take a chance. He does a nice job by holding him. And then Segura just comes huge with another base hit up the middle. And he is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He wants to be in that situation, and he's coming up with the big ones.
There you go. You see the emotion afterwards. It's like, see that? Hit the ball right up the middle. Just follow my lead.
What does everybody always say? A lot of hits up the middle. A lot of hits.
Yeah.
Middle of the field. Phillies fans, Xfinity Mobile delivers fast nationwide 5G on the most reliable network. Break free from the big 3 and save with Xfinity Mobile.
Nothing like 2-out thunder when the pitcher thinks he's out of the inning. Getting that big strikeout on Nola and that pop-up by Torres, and then breaking his heart with a couple of huge base hits with 2 outs.
And now the throw gets away from LeMahieu. That's his error. Segura's around second. He's on his way to third, and he'll get there. He's having fun playing the game right now.
Like a little bad news Bears out here.
And now Matt Blake, the pitching coach, going out to the mound. That's LeMahieu's error. Right?
Yeah, they're taking a little,
they just
little timeout out here. Yeah, I think he has. Oh, that's an interpreter, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, LeMahieu just flat out missed it right there, and sometimes you lose concentration. And there are times when the background is tough. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him, but with all the white hats and all the white shirts and stuff, sometimes you don't have a great look over there when guys are making pickoffs.
Those are those beautiful Chevrolet giveaway hats that everybody is wearing, and that is a good point. Wow.
It's good, though. People helping people.
We'll take it.
So now a runner at third, 2 outs. 4 runs are in for the Phillies. JT takes a fastball 0-1.
This is almost like if you don't go to the opposite field, you're coming out of the game.
There are those hats.
You got to do 50. You got to do 50 push-ups.
There are the hats that we've been talking about. A great giveaway. Ground ball to left side. Backhanded by Odor. He takes his time and still throws out. Real Muto. 4-3 on the putout. Phillies have a productive inning, though, thanks to Gene Segura and Odubel Herrera. 2-run single for Gene. RBI double for Odubel. It's 4-0 Phillies as we go to the third. Top 4-0. They just scored 3 runs in their half of the second inning. Talked about today being Chevrolet Father's Appreciation Day. And the hats that have been given out to all the guys that are here at the ballpark. Every single year we talk about prostate cancer awareness around this day, and our home run challenge is getting set to be underway in Major League Baseball. And Joe Torre joins us up here in the booth. How about this? Huh?
That's
Really
pretty
awesome.
good. Yeah. Look at these guys.
We got Hall of Famers everywhere here.
I was saying, I was looking for my name on a locker up here. I couldn't find it.
How you doing, Joe?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I mean, you know, Mike Milken keeps you on your toes. There's no napping with Mike Milken, but it's for a great cause, Tommy. As you know, prostate cancer. I was diagnosed in '99, and I had a very aggressive form of prostate cancer, and here I am 22 years later, knock on wood, and thank the Lord. But Mike Milken was a big part of that with his research program.
Brett Gardner leads it off, and the first pitch from Nola is a fastball. So the program we talk about is called Keep Dad in the Game. It supports prostate cancer research by pledging a donation for every home run hit through Father's Day at homerunchallenege.org. Joe, before all that, were you totally aware of prostate cancer and how many times you had to get tested and things like that?
You mean before I was diagnosed?
Yeah.
Not a bit. I didn't know my dad's history. I mean, in those days, they never, you never checked people, and this is a benefit to my son, obviously, that I had prostate cancer, because now he could be vigilant in checking all the time. But no, I did not know, and it scared me to death.
Yeah.
When I was diagnosed, you think of a black hole, you're going to die, and all of a sudden you educate yourself and you realize that's not the case. And from that time to this time, the death rate is reduced 50%, and a big part of it is due to Mike Milken, who's raised all this money.
Swing and a miss by Brett Gardner, and one away on that breaking ball. That to me, Joe, and guys, I don't know what you thought about this too. That to me was striking. Over the last 25 years, the death rate has gone down 50% because of this program and other programs like this.
And right here, this is the first trip that Tommy Lasorda, may his soul rest in peace, has not made with the Prostate Cancer Foundation. And so, we're raising the money here in the Philadelphia area, in Tommy's name, and that's going to benefit the VA. And actually, it's I want to make sure I get all this right. Independence Blue Cross is supporting the VA, and the death rate has been reduced 50% in African Americans in the VA.
I don't know if you know this, Joe, that this is actually near and dear to my heart. My father did pass away from complications from prostate cancer. We battled it for 30 years, and sadly, it is a benefit to me and my brother now, because we are much more aware. We get tested every year, and there's an awareness there that's very, very, very different than we would have had something like that not happen to my dad.
As do I, Joe. I get twice a year. I get checked. My PSA checked, prostate checks, not the most comfortable thing for men, as you might know, but I guarantee it's worth it for every man out there watching this. Make sure, as part of your physical, that you should be getting at least once a year to have that prostate checked.
And the fact that we're talking about it, because it's something that people, guys, are so skittish about talking about.
Yeah,
and
good point.
That's true.
And that's something that, early detection in prostate cancer can save your life. And what they've been doing as far as research, because that's really the only way to try to head this off. There have been so many more treatments now for prostate cancer.
Do you know who's been battling it? And I don't think he would dislike me saying it. Is your good friend Tim McCarver?
Timmy, I know Bob Gibson had it. But you know, again, it's early detection is the key.
Yep.
Early detection.
It's like
is
skin
the key.
cancer.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
which I've been through, and over the last many years, 20 years, let's say, that the rate of people dying from skin cancer is going way down as well.
I think the treatments, and I learned a lot about it during the course of my dad's illness, that the treatments have been, I mean, it's amazing how many different things and different ways that you can combat and to deal with that type of cancer. And it can be aggressive at times, but the one thing is it stays with you if you don't treat it.
Well, and early detection, if it's detected early, 99% survival rate, which is so important. That's why you talk about getting tested as often as you can.
Yep.
And again, now it's, you know, a simple blood test.
Correct.
And which you know, doesn't hurt, like the old massage.
That ball is bunted foul by Herman, and it's no balls and one strike. So homerunchallenge.org is where we're inviting folks, Joe, to go and log on now. And the money raised will help, you know, not only prostate cancer awareness, but also the foundation to continue to do the research to get all these FDA drugs approved, everything that to go into it.
Yeah, and the Prostate Cancer Foundation, through its Young Investigator program, funded the careers of more than 400 of the world's most promising young scientists. So it's been, it's just, I can't tell you. And I know Mike Milken, when he was diagnosed long ago, before I was diagnosed, you know, he wasn't just going to settle for waiting to see what happens. He just basically put on his work gloves and made sure that people were aware of it and raised money, because research was the only way to do something about it.
There's a breaking ball, and Herman is down looking. I read also, Joe, and I know it's over $50 million that's been raised, but also there have been 16 new FDA drugs that have come about during this time as well.
Yeah. And I was at a breakfast this morning with Mike when he was talking, and we had a number of doctors in the room, and just talking about the prospects of what's coming next is remarkable. You know, where, you know, men, even more reason to get checked and make sure that you get it taken care of if they find prostate cancer.
Can I change the subject?
Please.
Just saw Herman, the pitcher, up there to bunt. Yeah. He doesn't do that very often, I would assume.
He does not.
Not hitting in the American League. So isn't there going to be some discussion about designated hitter going into our league next year?
I think you're right. There's going to be discussion. You know, there's always been discussion. You know, I'm no longer in the position Major League Baseball. I'm a fan again, but there has been discussion, and, you know, I think a lot of things that went on last year in the shortened season, they're discussing a lot. Obviously, the 7-inning doubleheaders and the man at second base, they're carrying over a number of things. So, you know, we'll see. I just don't like them messing with the strategy of the game.
That ball's pulled, and it's a diving grab by Alec Bohm, and the inning is over. Joe, it's always great to see you.
Thanks,
we really
Tom.
appreciate you spending time with us.
Ready?
Going to see you September 8th?
Yes,
the
sir.
Hall of Fame?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Good to see you, Joe.
Look forward to it.
That's fun.
A couple glasses of wine.
That's awesome. HomeRunChallenge.org. Go to it now. You can help donate and help keep Dad in the game. Go to the bottom of the third inning. How cool is it to see Joe Torre? He looks great, doesn't he?
Oh, he looks good. Really does.
I said, how you doing? He goes, good. Good. I said, you like, you know, not traveling as much? He goes, yeah. I found out my wife really does like having me around. That one's out towards center field as Gardner makes the catch. Bryce Harper's retired on one pitch. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by WB Mason. Talk to WB Mason about our selection of PPE, office furniture, and everything else you need to open and keep your office running safely. Who but WB Mason? Well, with Mike Schmidt and Ruben Amaro, I'm Tom McCarthy. Phillies lead 4-0. And a pitch in there. It's 0-1.
Leading off an inning, first pitch swinging, that's a rough thing if you make an out. You put that, make that next hitter have to take. Kind of puts that next hitter in the hole as it has done Reese here, 0-2. Again, hindsight.
Yeah. It's hard, though, sometimes when you see that what you think is a cookie. 0-2 is pulled foul.
Probably only done that like 300-400 times in my.
And it's almost inevitable when you're not going well for Reese in this situation that he had to take a strike and he gets to a tough pitch. Now he's 0-2. You almost feel like you're 0-2 almost every time.
Swings and hits it foul up the third base line.
There again, there's those kind of rollover, if you will, balls middle out. Get Reese in that opposite field game here.
It almost looks like he's working around the ball instead of through the ball.
That's exactly what happens, around the ball.
Inside, 1-2.
Now he's going to go back outside, Reese. And hitting around the ball, what we mean by that is you're swinging out around the ball as opposed to the bat head and hands staying inside the ball.
And shortening your swing, basically, your path to the ball.
And you know, when you're out around the ball, you're really not using your core because you can't use your core. Your hands are running away from your body and hooking the ball.
It's almost physics. I mean, it really is physics. You're the force that you can create and the bat speed you can create is very, very far different than the bat speed you can create when you're staying more connected to your core, closer to your body.
Fastball and a called strike 3. Reese down looking on the outside corner. Big plans to cheer on the Phils during a 3-game series with the Miami Marlins at Citizens Bank Park. Tuesday, June 29th at 7:05. Wednesday, June 30th, also at 7:05. Then Thursday is the 6:05 game. Grab your tickets today at Phillies.com. I'm laughing a little bit because I'm reading that promo. And Sarge was in the office for a couple hours yesterday, and he kept asking me for a pocket schedule, and I didn't have a pocket schedule, so I ripped a schedule out of the yearbook, and I put it in my pocket, folded it up, put it in my pocket, took it out, and said, "Here's my pocket schedule," because he's trying to figure out when he's coming back. And he kept saying he was coming back during the Marlins. But I don't know.
You know, you really are a funny guy. you come up with some good stuff. You just don't get credit for it.
It's funnier when you don't get credit for it. 1 ball and 1 strike. That ball is hit out toward left center field. It's pretty well struck. Gardner's going back. He has room right at the edge of the fence. And he makes the catch. And the side is retired. 1, 2, 3. Go the Phils. We've played 3. On to the 4th. Yeah, we're on the air. Mike, read it. Good. This
is a wrap fourth inning. And brought to you by Toyota and Paul Muller's company.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, right. So visit buyatoyota.com to find your 2021 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota. Let's go, Phils. Hi out there, Paul. I know you're listening.
Oh, he's listening.
Here
all
in the
right.
stands or whatever.
He's listening all right. He texted me to let me know, Paul Muller from Toyota, who we had on the other night, that the Phillies streak of wins started when he was in the booth, and he didn't want you guys to screw it up. That was the first thing he said. But he also was very appreciative of the prostate cancer interview with Joe Torre, because Paul had prostate cancer and is a survivor. And he said it's so important for folks to get tested. Here's Gleyber Torres, the count 1-0. Torres hit into a double play his first time up. Yeah, the 1-0 pitch to him. Whacked foul, a changeup, and it's 1-1.
Ruben, I got a question for you. I was watching the game yesterday, and I was noticing just the general hitting style of, and I'm just saying the Latino players. And, you know, you go from Acuna to Alex Rodriguez to on and on and on. A lot of them have a similar style of holding the bat high and slightly open stance. Would there be a player back when where these guys are all kind of modeling themselves after?
That's a real good question. I think Miguel Cabrera might be one of them. So a lot of.
I think it's Cabrera.
I think it might be Cabrera because he was one of the guys that he was like the very first big Venezuelan bonus baby. I think he made like $2 million. And then he became, you know, at 19 he was a major leaguer. And I think, you know, his success, I think that he passed a lot of his success down to other players in Venezuela. And you see a lot of, you know, Venezuelan players, Dominican players, and others. I mean, that does happen a lot. I remember a lot of guys like emulating guys like Julio Franco from time to time,
yes,
and who was from Dominican. You see, you know, these kids saw their heroes growing up and getting opportunities to have a lot of success at the major league level, and then you see them kind of playing the copycat game.
Everybody's stance and swing and style comes from somewhere. And generally, it's by emulating, you know, somebody they've seen on TV or somebody they really like as a base. Truthfully speaking, a lot of Dick Allen,
really,
you know, was in my batting style.
Oh, interesting. I mean, Manny Ramirez might have been another one. He's another guy.
Oh,
that I think
yeah, definitely.
And I think Manny is Dominican, but I think he was born in New York. But again. Certainly a guy that Latin American players would emulate or want to idolize a little bit because he had probably the nicest right-handed swing in all of baseball as far as I'm concerned.
Those are two good names.
And by the way, while we're having this discussion, I'm sure there's some guys over in the studio that one guy named Ricky for sure that loves the way this Nola breaking ball is biting today.
Yes.
No question, and his stuff is just his overall stuff has been excellent. Good arm speed on his changeup. He's mixing it up very, very well. This is what we've come accustomed to from Aaron Nola, and he's delivering right now.
Kutch going at it with some fans. He's either doing his Eddie Murphy impersonation or something.
Maybe talking to his old Yankees fans.
Could be. 1-1.
A lot of Phils who are ex-Yankees on this field right now.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be neat to put a mic on Kutch for a game?
I would absolutely agree with that. It would be really entertaining.
It will happen at some point, I'm sure. We were doing some of that in spring training, right?
1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, the Phillies social media site YouTube channel was doing it. That's in there, and it's 1-2.
Again, Nola using that changeup, even to right-handers, and that used to be a no-no, huh, Mike? You rarely saw right-on-right changeups. But everybody's so geared up to that 100-mile-an-hour, that 95-plus, fastball that changeup can be an equalizer to righties as well.
Another 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Nola. He's got a couple today. We played 3.5. We're on to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Phillies 4, Yankees nothing. Toyota.com to find your 2021 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota. Let's go Phils. Mike Paul liked it better when you read it, just so you know.
I'm sure he did.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud gives us Domingo Germán's pitch usage coming into this ball game.
Yeah, he loves his breaking ball and obviously four-seamer. He does mix it up quite a bit. He doesn't throw a sinker as much. And then today, more of those four-seamers. He's got 35%, a little less on his curveball, throwing more sinkers today. And it's interesting because he's got very few left-handed hitters in this lineup, and that's probably one of the reasons.
Alec Bohm takes on the outside corner. Bohm now has 3 hits in this series. And his average is up to 227, which means this homestand has given him somewhat of a resurgence. He's now 8 for 23 in this homestand. That's over 320, which is excellent. Getting set to go on this road trip. Pulls that one toward the hole. Backhanded by Torres, who flips in time. Where are all these issues that he's having defensively?
I was just going to say, I mean, this guy's modern day Ozzie Smith. I thought maybe something might go awry there with that backhand in the hole, but golly, clean as a whistle. Here you see it. Backhand. Throw to first. He gets him by like 3 or 4 steps.
How about the arm strength that he had, literally running down the left field line?
Ronald Torreyes takes outside. It's 1-0. Torreyes popped out his first time up. Playing shortstop again for Didi Gregorius. Didi not playing for Lehigh Valley this afternoon. Hopefully Didi, after having 3 hits the other night, will continue to progress and that elbow's not flaring up again. Outside, 3-0. But Torreyes has done fine.
No, he's done a very, very good job. And again, he's a trusted guy for Joe Girardi. He knows what he's going to get out of Ronnie. And he's done a lot of little things really well. He's gotten some big base hits at times. He's making all the routine plays. He's certainly not a liability out there defensively. And he's just done a nice job.
Cue shot foul, 3-2. Do you think yesterday when he slid into home plate, arms up high, was that just styling, or was he doing that like Chase would do it, where he would try to discourage maybe deflect a throw or something like
Absolutely
that?
instinctive, and he was running kind of inside the line,
right,
in the line of throw, so that it would made it even more difficult for Urshela to make that throw and have a clear lane to throw the ball to Sanchez at home plate. I mean, this is an instinctive guy. He knows how to play baseball.
He looked back, right?
The thing to do is to run at the catcher's glove, or run. You know, the catcher will tell you where the throw's coming from, and the thing to do is stay up. Don't start your slide as long as you can. You have to slide, at some point. But it's like when you're running to second base and the throw's coming from behind you. You run at the player who's catching the ball. You can see where his glove is, and you stay up, hoping to get hit in the back by the ball.
1 ball and 1 strike to Nola. He struck out his first time. Outside, 3-1.
What is the I was watching this yesterday, the catchers catching the ball and pulling them in, to the plate. What do you think the umpires would say? I don't need you to be pulling there. Right there, you just saw that one. I don't need you to be pulling that ball over the outside corner.
Well, that's part of the art of being able to steal pitches, is not to pull it, because when you pull it, that'll tell the umpire.
You should be working out, like it's easy on the inside pitch, working on the glove side. But if you're sitting up outside and you catch it and yank it over the plate,
and you're going to anger the umpire. Right. There's no question, because he's going to say, "Hey, man, that's not a strike," and you're trying to make it look something that's not a strike. And I know that they don't like that. I remember there was a time when Bob Boone, they used to tell me that when Bob was in with the Angels, that he almost called the game himself. He'd pull the ball straight down if it was a ball, and if he held it right there, he wanted to strike, and then umpires would love it, because they would just call the game that Bob Boone was calling.
He does have a pretty good view from behind home plate. Whether he's objective or not, I don't know.
Yeah. But he had that kind of reputation that when he held one, it was a strike. He wanted that pitch, and when he pulled it away, it's a ball.
1 ball, no strikes to Odubel. He's 2 for 2, and he lines that one out toward right field. Frazier is there. It was off the end of the bat, and he makes the catch. Side is retired. No runs, no hits, and a man left. We'll go to the 5th. It's 4-0 Phillies. sale now at New Era Phillies Team Store located at Citizens Bank Park. It's available in fitted, flex, and men's adjustable styles. For every cap sold, MLB will make a donation to MLB charities to support organizations such as the Prostate Cancer Foundation and Stand Up to Cancer. Visit Phillies.com/New Era for store hours. This is the giveaway today. Dave Dittinger's got his on. Mike Miller, boy, he's got a big coconut, doesn't he? Greg Farnese, perfectly formed head.
Nice.
Is that Hump? Hey, Humpy's down there.
Look at the V.
Andy Rabel, we forgot him. Pete Mickelson's got his on also. It's a great giveaway. Rich and Bernie are out in center field. Bernie's also covered up nicely. All right, we got to get Andy Rabel a hat. It's got to be like size 8. Espernelli is packed today.
It's bumping out there.
Cheers,
as my
boys.
kids used to say.
Bumping, yeah.
My kids say bumping.
That's nice to see. That's an old Father's Day giveaway right there that guy's wearing, the Hawaiian shirt. That was a classic.
I love those headbands on the kids, man. I remember those days with my girls.
Aaron Nola was on the base path, so he's just now finishing up his warm-up tosses as Gary Sanchez, Miguel Andujar, and Brett Gardner will lead it off. Another awesome day here at Citizens Bank Park. It's nice to have everybody just back. Phillies will hit the road. They go to Los Angeles and then San Francisco. That's even cool to say that they're going to Los Angeles and San Francisco.
That's cool, but it's going to be a very challenging little trip right there. It's two very good ball clubs that they have to face.
Out to shallow center field. Here comes Odubel, and he makes the catch. He had a long way to go to reel that one in.
Now that may be a white hat issue, Ruben. Didn't quite see it off the bat with all these white hats in the background, plus the big swing by the hitter. I guess there you saw his speed sort of outrun the ball.
Yeah, he kind of froze on that right there and didn't really know exactly how deep that fly ball was going to be. Thought it was going to be maybe right at him, and then he had to make the adjustment. But interestingly, he's really actually played very good a very good center field this year, and has made very few mental mistakes out there as compared to what he's done before. It seems like he's just a little bit more focused.
Yeah, there's different services that provide different looks beyond assists and errors for defensive players, and if you utilize info solutions, they have him rated fairly high as a center fielder. Now that's just one of a handful of sites that do defensive analytics. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I do have to say that the defensive analytics are the ones that I would rely on the least. For me, I like to use the eye test for defense, and to me, just his overall jumps and his routes have been much more efficient than I've seen in the past.
Two balls and 1 strike to Andujar. Swing and a miss, and a changeup. Back-to-back changeups, basically in the same spot too.
Yeah, Andujar's a very free swinger. I mean, he's not going to walk. He's got like a 1.2% walk rate or something like that. And I mean, this guy's going to be swinging a 1.9% walk rate, and he's up there at a hack.
Bouncer back towards second base. Segura waits for it. 2 outs. Walk-offs, shuffled rotation, and Captain America. There's something for everyone on the latest Phillies Talk podcast presented by Team Toyota. Listen and subscribe to Jim and Corey so you're always connected to your Phils. Brett Gardner has struck out today. How about the fact he's only thrown 50 pitches and there are 2 outs here in the 5th? The Yankees have been really aggressive.
I didn't want to mention him.
Oh. All right, so I'm to blame then.
Well, I heard there's no such thing as an announcer's curse watching golf this weekend.
Breaking ball 0-1. I do not believe in one, but you know, you guys are more superstitious than I am. See the comparison between the two starters. Just one hit. That was the leadoff single by LeMahieu, the little bloop out to right field.
I mean, this is an amazing strike to ball ratio, 4-to-1 almost, and real impressive, just really efficient.
Speaking of impressive, Segura, glove side and a spin. That's an 8-pitch inning for Aaron Nola. 1-2-3 go the Yankees. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th. Time now for our Miller Lite moment. How about this? Gene Segura has provided us with a lot of moments. This is back up the middle, a base hit for Segura that drove in 2 that gave the Phils the 4-0 lead.
Yeah, another nice job by Gene Segura. Big 2-out base hit, driving another couple runs. Should extend that lead a little bit.
2-out base hits are a beautiful thing. Good teams get a lot of them.
Sometimes they're contagious. Fly ball out to center field. That's pretty well struck. Gardner's going back. It's off the Hatfield side. He kicks it around, and Segura's on his way to third. And he will get there. What can he not do? How about how that ball carried?
You know, and he hit the breaking ball, I guess a similar pitch right up the middle for his 2-out RBIs we were just talking about. And the last thing I would have thought as a hitter would be I'd get the same pitch the next at bat.
Archie Bradley signaling in the bullpen.
We got a hot hitter, gentlemen. Shoot.
I'm going to go to dinner at his house if I'm his teammate right now. Eat what he's eating.
Guys, he's 3 for 3. And his average is up over 340 for the year. Now the infield is in on the left side. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Well, Rube, this is just the perfect setup for a little ground ball at second base, isn't it?
Just absolutely perfect. And, you know, JT can handle the bat. He's got some bat control, and I think he tried to shoot one right there. I mean, it got past him. That fastball got by him, but I think he's looking to try to drive the ball the other way.
Oh.
Well, he didn't right there when he got a hanger.
That one's in foul territory near the tarp and out of play.
I think his eyes lit up like a Christmas tree right there.
Be nice to just get one more and just keep adding on. We saw yesterday Phillies had a 7-2 lead and it was chipped away and then evaporated. No balls and 2 strikes. Inside 1-2.
Ooh, that's dangerous to take. I always believed that a pitch like that, you're putting the ball on the batter's bat. You know what I mean? If you throw something off speed inside. You know what I mean? It's kind of like easy to get jammed. Yeah, it's easy to, you know, it's not a strikeout pitch unless you're throwing at 95.
Yeah, there's no question. No question. That was almost like a backup breaking ball right there, and you know how good that pitch is. Freezes the hitter, but it's certainly not the pitch you wanted to make.
1-2. 2-2.
The old high fastball.
Washington and San Francisco are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Kyle Schwarber, he's been hot. And he's got a couple more home runs, 4 RBIs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a line drive back through the middle, a base hit, another run scores. RBI for JT, his second of the day. 5-0 Phillies.
I think these guys are playing wiffle ball out here.
This is probably the most confident stretch that we have seen this offense, I think, this year. I don't know if you guys agree. Maybe since the opening week of the season.
I agree with you 100%. I said that earlier. I mean, it's like everybody is committed. Everybody's committed to thinking single. And then bigger things happen. When you think small, you get big.
Bryce Harper, the batter. He's 0 for 2. Robbed of a hit his first time up. And he pulls that one into right field, a base hit. Real Muto's around second. He'll be held up. Frazier does have a decent arm.
I don't know. Somewhere in this inning and not too far away, we're going to see a pitching change.
Yeah, the
Yankees.
They're just now getting bullpen action.
It looks like Wandy Peralta out there, I believe. Could be wrong.
It is Wandy Peralta warming up. And Matt Blake is heading out. Time now for our Nissan upgrade. Choose Nissan today. Shop NissanUSA.com. The best home winning percentage. The Phillies have been among the league leaders for a good part of this year, but they're adding to it now. They had slipped out of the top 7 or 8, but these last few wins have put them back up. Mets are number 1 at 17-5. They're leading San Diego as we speak in the bottom of the 5th inning. Got to win at home. Got to win against your division. Got to win at home.
Yeah, no question. And this has got to be a little bit of a commercial for the fans to come out here and support them, because with the number of fans that are out here, I mean, you can just smell and see the energy that the club has in that dugout. There's no question about it.
Rhys Hoskins is 0 for 2. 0 for his last 24. 0-1. Harper is at first. And Real Muto's at second. 0-2. Gene Segura, by the way, his 3 straight games with multiple hits and RBIs for the first time in his career. That one's out to center field. Gardner is under it, tagging at second, Real Muto. Tagging at first is Harper. The throw goes towards second base, and Harper is safe at second base.
Well, if you're safe, it's a good play. If you're out, it's a bad play.
That's right.
Well, there's a read right in front of you, and Bryce probably thought that this play was, the throw was enough off the mark so they'd be safe. Had he thrown it on the base, and Gardner's not a great thrower, had he thrown it on the base, he probably would have had him, but
he was just safe because he had to go get the ball a little bit and come back, and it's kind of, the tag wasn't, he got his left hand in because he had a little time to get it in there.
Well, a pitching change for the Yankees as Wandy Peralta is coming in here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nextiva sponsors this pitching change. When you need business communications for the office, the home office, and everywhere in between, choose Nextiva. For a Chick-fil-A nugget on June 13th, 1997, a revolutionary idea in Major League Baseball came to fruition as interleague play made its debut. The Phillies faced the Blue Jays in their first interleague game. Right-handed pitcher Wayne Gomes made his Major League debut and won in relief 4-3.
Gomesy.
Larry Anderson, I always looked at Wayne Gomes and Larry Anderson. Larry treated him like he was his own son.
He taught him a lot about the game, Wayne Gomes, and he grew up fast when he got to the big leagues. He did a nice job with him.
Former first-round pick from Old Dominion, right?
That's correct. That's correct. great person, just a fine person, and he had his ups and downs here. They were so very highly touted. He came in throwing a big breaking ball and a fastball, and then he ended up being a cutter sinker guy. How about that for a change?
Well, here the Phillies have second and third with one out. McCutchen up, infield in. Peralta delivers on the outside corner, according to the home plate umpire. McCutchen's 1 for 2. Outside, almost the same spot, maybe a little farther off the plate.
Isn't it funny the sense that you have based upon what we've been watching the last couple games that we will definitely score one of these 2 runs versus when you're in a period where you're, we're striking out a lot and we're having trouble, we're not going the other way. You know what I mean? It's just like situations like this just have for me, a total different feel. And it's a good feeling, it's a good feeling that I'm sure the players have.
Kind of a contagious feeling.
Yeah.
Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
That's another one of those situations.
No such thing.
Yeah, there's another one of those situations where they have the entire infield. Well, the 3 infielders on the left side of the field, and there's a lot of space over there on the right side, and hopefully Kutch has the discipline to be able to just make contact.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
I'm going to bet my house again here, Tom.
Well, you didn't lose it yesterday, did you? Did you lose?
I didn't lose. Well,
what do you got?
No,
fastball?
I got a change.
I got something
bet
off
my
speed.
house. Bet my house on a change up right here.
Remember, folks, it's just an apartment.
It's just an apartment.
Rudders lead. 3-2 pitch. And a line drive to left field. That's going to be in for a base hit. It's going to go to the corner. Harper will score right behind Real Muto. McCutchen pulls into second with his second double of the day. He points out to the fans in left field that are either praising him or giving him a hard time. And the Phillies lead it 7-0.
That was cool. Yeah, you're right. See, I think they just showed left field stands out there. He's, I guess, got a nice relationship with somebody out there. See what I mean, Rube? It's just like everybody's just, I don't know how to describe it. Just like not pressing. Nobody's really pressing. Everybody's just.
Well, it's like another one of those like next man up type situations that even if the Kutch wasn't going to do the job, that the feeling was that Alec Bohm would come up with a big hit, and he did get a change up, stayed right on it, drove it to left field for a double. Philly's got a big lead now. Now, they got to continue to add on because as we've seen yesterday, that this Yankees lineup, they're not going to stop. They're not going to quit. Thankfully, I kept my apartment again.
At least for another day.
Just another day.
You know who was happy about that? Your landlord.
And my kids.
1 ball and 1 strike. Bohm is 1 for 2. He singled his first time, scored a run. Hit one sharply to shortstop his second time. That one's down the right field line, foul, and out of play. Midfield back all the way, 1 man down. And Bohm takes low, 2-2.
Phillies have 1 strikeout in this game.
That's a good number. Yesterday they went down on strikes 7 8 times, which still, again, that was 10 innings. They didn't reach double digits, which is good considering where they've been. But one's even better. It's sharply, but right at the second baseman Odor. Over to third McCutchen.
I tell you, that's the 3rd ball in a row Alec has hit right on the screw.
Yep. Tickets are on sale now for the musical doubleheader coming to Citizens Bank Park this August. The Hella Mega Tour featuring Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy. That's Friday, August 20th. And then Dead and Company featuring John Mayer, Saturday, August 21st. Visit Phillies.com/concerts to purchase your tickets. The very talented John Mayer, who was the front man. Torreyes lifts it out towards center. Gardner doesn't have to move too far. And the Phillies are retired here in the 5th, but it was another productive inning. They got 3, 2 off the bat of McCutchen. We played 5. It's the Phillies 7, the Yankees nothing. Philly of the week has filled a very big void that the Phillies had in center field for the first month of the season. Odubel struggled at the plate for the first 7 games he played in nearly 2 seasons, but he quickly found his groove to the tune of a 300-plus batting average over the last 4 weeks with a solid mix of consistency and extra base hits. Taking runs away isn't a bad thing either. That's why he's the Philly of the week, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Well, I think everybody deserves a Yuengling traditional lager here today, or maybe 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. When we go to the top of the 6th inning, the Phillies, what was that? The old adage that we used to hear at the vet all the time? Everybody hits. Woo! And there's Kutch with his folks out in the outfield, good and bad, his friends and foe. Here's Clint Frazier to lead it off.
I think we got to figure out a name, if they haven't already, for that section.
Let's see.
Kutch something or other.
Kutch's cronies.
Kutchville.
Kutchville. I like that. I like that.
You got to have one on the other side too. You got 13 more, 12 more years.
Have to come up with something over there. Harper's house.
Harperville.
They used to be a fixture all over Veterans Stadium. The Wolfpack, of course, probably led the way. Padilla's Flotilla. That was always a fun one. Howard's Homers.
Howard's Homies, was it? Was it Homies?
I thought it was Homers. They dressed up like Homer Simpson.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Clint Frazier walked his first at bat as we start the 6th inning. And a breaking ball low. On the out-of-town scoreboard up at Citi Fields, the Mets lead the Padres 2-1. Jose Peraza. Boy, they're getting home runs from all kinds of players. 2-run home run. Yesterday it was VR. Joey Lucchesi is pitching today for the Mets. At least he was. I don't know if he's still out there. Nope, it looks like Familia's out there now.
They've gotten some excellent starting pitching against a pretty darn good San Diego lineup.
2-0 to Frazier. And he whacks the 2-0 pitch foul. Frazier hitting 185 coming into this ball game. He was designated the everyday left fielder for the Yankees, but it just hasn't worked out. Today he's playing right field for Aaron Judge, who's out with back spasms. They're not sure if he'll be available to pinch hit. Swing and a miss. He was late on 92, and it's 2-2. Chris Gittins in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, Frazier's an awfully confident young man who felt like he should be an everyday player. Finally got an opportunity to be an everyday player, and then think he's finding out it's not as easy as one would think, particularly in the Bronx.
Curveball swung on and missed. It was in the zone, but it must have been at the right velocity. It also had some good movement. 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, Aaron's been mixing up his pitches pretty well. This was not one of his better breaking balls right here, but Frazier's has not been swinging the bat well. You're not seeing the ball well. You're not making contact.
Here's Chris Gittins, 0 for 12 in his first taste of Major League Baseball. And 0-1. Not a bad pitch. He just missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, those splits have been eye-opening today because the last, I would say, 4 or 5 starts, he's averaging over 16 pitches per inning, which is very, and we've talked about this, and he'd be the first one to admit it, very un-Aaron Nola-like.
Without a question.
His pace is excellent today.
What's a really good average? 10 to 12-ish.
1-2 pitch coming, fouled off. Well,
Yeah,
you know,
if you're in that, if you're in that range, you're really throwing well.
yeah, you're DeGrom if you're in that range. I think now, Mike, really in this day and age, I think if you are just a hair over 14 or under 14, I think that you're in a good spot.
Yes.
15 is where people would like you to be. One and 2.
I think those pitch counts have gotten so overrated for me. I mean, Mike, you faced tons of pitchers over the years that pitch count didn't mean a whole heck of a lot.
You're talking about 15. You're talking about 6 inning, 90 pitches.
Correct.
And you're talking about 105.7. You're gone. You know, you're not going to go to the 8th and the 9th very often at 15.
Not in this day and age, you aren't.
Swing and a miss. He got him with a curve. 6 strikeouts for Nola. He's retired 10 straight.
Yeah, another breaking ball from Aaron Nola, and this one had a much better bite. Had a little bit more east-west bite this time instead of downer, but
You just needed a little east-west bite. He was pulling off the ball.
he sure
so
was.
bad.
He sure was. But if you can put it in the right spot, even if you don't have the best stuff, and he's been doing that. Actually, his stuff is much better than has been all day today. But if you put it in the right spot, you can still be effective.
Now it's shot the other way. A base hit. LeMahieu has both hits today.
This guy's an amazing hitter. Kind of took advantage of a first pitch fastball he knew he was getting right there, but he still have to hit it where it was pitched, and he did that. He's hit the ball. Well, he had that little chinker in the first inning, their first hit, but last time he lined it out to third, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this time a line drive to center. Just a really good major league hitter.
Here's Gleyber Torres. Change up that road in and down. Oh, and 1. Ground ball foul. 0-2.
mean, he's been an absolute strike-throwing machine. 51 strikes and 16 balls.
Oh, 2 pitch. Spinner out toward right field. It's foul. Just foul. Buying, shipping, and packaging supplies. We can save you a bundle. Boxes, mailers, tape, and more. Talk to who but W.B. Mason today to save on your next order. We check all the boxes.
Was that a curveball that didn't break? 77 miles an hour?
Yeah, that was one kind of hung up there. His last couple, not quite as sharp as they have been this afternoon.
Oh, 2. 2 outs, top of the 6th. Ground ball again, foul.
This is a good example of hooking the ball. Getting fooled, get out on your front leg, your arms separate, you roll over. Same ball that Gene Segura is hitting up the middle for a base hit.
That's right.
LeMahieu leads off first, not a big lead. The 0-2 from Nola. All right, close. It was up. 1-2.
If I was Caleb Cotham and I was Joe Girardi, I'd be eyeballing Aaron Nola pretty hard right now because his stuff not quite as crisp this inning. He's gotten through 2 outs in this inning, but it's not quite as crisp this time through.
There you go.
Great pitch.
93. He went after him. Picks up 3 strikeouts in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, only 2 hits today for the Yankees. A nice round of applause for Aaron Nola. Ball is brought to you by your Philadelphia area local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDealer.com. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Pennsylvanians are scratching their way to fun thanks to Pennsylvania Lottery scratch-offs. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. See the Chevy logo right there on that cap, which is the giveaway today.
Were we supposed to wear that hat backwards?
Well,
all day long, you get the Chevy?
You could. They chose not to, the Twins.
My old friends from back in the day did some work for Tri-State Chevrolet dealers. That was a lot of fun.
Larry Bowe and I used to do a radio show at a Chevy dealership when he was the manager. That was fun. Here's Aaron Nola to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. Nola is 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked. Phillies trying to finish off a 2-game sweep here, but finish off a homestand where they took 2 of 3 from the Nationals, took 2 of 3 from the Braves, and really have had to do all of that to keep pace with a Mets team that just keeps on winning. Pitch is popped foul and out of play. Litke is the new pitcher for the Yankees. Lucas Litke. There's the standings. Washington 8.5 out. Times have changed. A month ago, everybody was within 2 of each other.
Yeah, that NL East is starting to define itself a little bit more right now, and it's nice to see Atlanta still struggle a little bit.
Although they're up 5-0 today. 1-1 in Nola. Little leg kick, little roller into center field, a base hit for Aaron. 20th career hit for Aaron Nola.
Even Aaron wanted to get in on the party here. A little base hit up the middle. I like you with a little cutter right here. That's one of his favorite pitches, and leaves it out over the plate for Aaron and just punches it right up the middle.
You said it, Tom. A lot of hits up the middle.
Mm-hmm. See, I listen to you guys. I listen. Odubel is 2 for 3. He has singled and scored. He doubled and scored. Drove in a run, too. And a breaking ball outside. 1-0. One and one. Odubel agrees.
I always do get a kick out of players who go, yep, everybody got that right.
Except for me. Right. Picked in the dirt, 2-1.
He knew what was coming there. He just stood there and was going to take that pitch.
Odubel's got his batting average up to 286 with his 2 hits today. Oof.
There's another guy I'd like to have mic'd up sometime at home plate.
Are you sure about that? Michael, are you sure? 2-2. Whoa, and a called strike 3. It was high, but
this will be fun to watch. It almost hit me in the cabeza.
It was high.
Clearly he was fooled, and he was looking for a totally different pitch, and it certainly froze him. But this is a very bad feeling.
Actually, looking at that, I know the box had showed it was high. It didn't look that bad once it came back.
Not sure if some of his antics help him very much sometimes when he's at the plate with the umpires.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Ruben, when I first saw him play, I'm like, man, we found it. I mean, no, I was very impressed when I first saw it.
You're an alum, Mike. Throw your name in there with it. You said we, and you said, well, not me, but I said throw your name in there.
I was.
Yeah.
I should say.
1 ball, 1 strike to Gene Segura. Triple, 2 singles, couple RBIs. 2-1.
That was my man Mike Ondo coming up with that pick. Mike has done a really, really good job. The director of professional scouting, and he's done a very, very nice job, particularly in the Rule 5 draft. He's come up with some good names and some good players who played some strong roles for us.
He's a good man. Nola not being held on. And fouled at the plate, 2-2. That ball got a piece of Sanchez.
I'd like to ask Segura the question, and this is a question I like to ask all hitters. What makes you a good hitter? And find out their answer to that. That may sound like a much too simple of a question, but I'm just saying a hitter can say, well, I concentrated on this, or I felt like I could do this, or something simple like I see the ball and hit it. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, different players like for example, Gary Matthews would be a guy that said, man, I just see the ball and hit it, try to hit it hard. I'd love to hear what Gene Segura says to that question.
Out to center field, Gardner goes back to make the catch. Now, when you say that, would you have an idea in your head what you think he would say just by watching him? What would make him a good hitter, or do you expect that it may be a totally different answer?
I basically have no idea what he would say, Tom.
Okay.
I think every good hitter can tell you why he's a good hitter. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And it would be different for each hitter, probably. Some would be similar, but a lot of it would be different.
And I think every hitter has a certain keys, 1 or 2 keys that he has to make sure he does to have success and do it consistently. At least that's how I always felt. That there was 1 or 2 keys that absolutely were absolutes for me to have success.
Ooh, good play. 0-1. That little lady's happy. One ball, one strike.
Tom, we didn't have ball girls last year at all, did we? On the field? Ball people?
Occasionally, but a lot of times there were ball dudes like Sal DeAngelis.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There were,
guys from the operations department fouled off
because they were ones being tested and they had to have certain clearance, right?
Well, you know what? That's a good point. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
that could be.
Kind of take that for granted too. We've had some very talented ball girls over the years. You didn't get a chance to have them out around. Some really good athletes too.
Yeah. Real Muto pulls that foul. And it remains 1-2. Guys could be future major leaguers right there. And they don't even know it.
Yeah. Let's put the ball in their left hand.
That's a good point.
Outside, 2-2.
Make him hit left-handed.
And that.
Switch hit, anyway.
Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Litke. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We have played 6. We'll go to the 7th. The Phillies lead at 7-0. Practicing for Simba Camp. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. How about this for summary? We're throwing up the box score for the Phillies offense today. The top 3 hitters in the lineup have combined for 7 of the 12 hits the Phillies have. They've also combined to drive in 5 of the runs, and they've scored 4 of the runs. Now that's a good day. All setting the tone for Aaron Nola. Nice when the Yankee fans show up and you give them a Phillies hat that they have to walk home with like that. That's what happened today. Chevrolet Father's Appreciation Day here at Citizens Bank Park. And a nice sized crowd yet again. Folks said yesterday as I was leaving, they said, hey, good crowd. It's a shame there were so many Yankee fans. I said, well, yes and no. I said it's just good that there are fans and an opportunity for that many to take advantage of coming to a ball game.
That's a good point. A lot of fun around here now.
Couple that with a couple of nice wins.
Yes.
Yep. Makes it all worthwhile.
Picture Didi Gregorius in this lineup we got going here right now.
Hope that Didi can get himself healthy.
the bat boy ought to have a glove.
Well, for JT throwing it, yes, he probably should. 1-0 pitch. Pulled foul, 1-1. He threw one the other day to him, and it got caught up in the lights or the sun. I can't remember what it was, lights or sun. Either way, and it hit him right in the head. And JT just put his hands out, saying, "What happened?" He's like pointing to the glare.
He throws some bullets.
Yeah, he does. I think he knows his audience because Tim, who was the previous bat boy, he can handle a little heat from JT. Count is 2-1 to Rougned Odor, who is 0 for 2. He homered yesterday, and he lines that one down the right field line. That'll be in for an extra base hit. It'll be the first extra base hit of the day for the Yankees. And Odor puts the brakes on at second base, a leadoff double.
A little bit of a helicopter, as we used to call them right there. It kind of just goes up to home plate and just kind of spins. It doesn't do much. There it is right there. And when you throw that what we call a hanger to that left-handed hitter about belt high over the middle of the plate, that's what can happen.
Odor is trying to get somebody going in the Yankees dugout. And here is Urshela. He's 0 for 2. He's flat out to right, and he's grounded out to third.
Yeah, Aaron gutted through that last inning pretty well by making pitches when he had to, and it'll be interesting. Some of his stuff is kind of backed up a little bit, and you see some of the rolling breaking balls and good fastball right there, but he's got to stay down in the zone so that he can keep that damage to a minimum.
No balls and 1 strike. Runner at second base. Fouled back. 0-2. Try to change up. He tried to get a change up toward the outer edge, and it's 1-2. Be nice to get Aaron through this 7th inning. I mean, his pitch count is very manageable right now. But just even for his own psyche, get him through the 7th inning.
And particularly after his last several outings, I mean, he's come back and pitched a whale of a game so far. I'd love to get him through this.
Down the right field line, out of play. Pitches per inning. Yes, the last inning was the one, as Ruben pointed out, he wasn't as sharp as he was in the previous ones, but he got through it.
Yeah, I mean, literally had 3 Ks, but it still was a struggle for him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really gutsy inning, that last inning, and he's had to, work much harder over the last couple of innings to try to get these outs.
I think sometimes our expectations are so high for Aaron, but they are but he feels that way too. He's set to go. And now the 1-2 pitch coming. Ground ball to shortstop. Torreyes has it. Oh, now they're going to run it Odor. Bad base running mistake by Odor. And Segura is going to tag him out. He could have gone back. There was nobody covering second. I don't know why he just decided to about face and go to third.
I don't know, but that was a textbook rundown.
6-5-4.
And this is just a terrible job by Odor. There's nowhere to go. I mean, they're down so many runs, and you just have to make sure the ball goes through on the left side there. I mean, that's this cardinal sin right there. And obviously with 2 outs, you're going all the way. But certainly with nobody out or 1 out, you got to let the ball go through. And it's just a mistake, and Phillies took advantage of it. Now we got a double play in order, and hopefully he can get a ground ball and get back into the dugout.
He should have looked in that camera right there and said, my bad.
Pounded his chest.
Remember yesterday when he looked in the camera and made some gesture about his home run?
Yes.
That he hit so far. It'll come back to haunt you.
The baseball gods are always listening and watching.
No balls and 1 strike to Gary Sanchez. He is flied out to center and hit one to short center field that Odubel was able to run down. Fouls it back 0-2.
You know, as a coach, you're going, I didn't want him to come to third. It's not my fault, the third base coach. But really, Odor, he has nothing to do but just kind of stand about 2 yards off of second base. Just stand there. You're going 1 base at a time, right? Unless somebody doubles off the wall or hits a home run or whatever, you're not going anywhere but 1 base.
His run meant absolutely nothing in the scheme of things, and you're absolutely right, Schmidt.
0-2 to Sanchez.
You find out as a coach when you're coaching, coach third in the world, but in the baseball classic way back when, and I had a ball. I loved coaching third, but you got to tell them everything. You can't take anything for granted. You're not going. I'm not going to score you. Stand by second base.
You have to remind them of everything. Watch the line drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Count remains 1-2. Hey, don't forget the Sixers are coming up. Get all the late breaking news you need before the Sixers take on the Hawks in Game 4 of their 2nd round series. Watch Sixers pregame live Monday at 7 right here on NBC Sports Philadelphia and streaming on the My Teams app. Phillies will play tomorrow at 10. So you have an action-packed Monday night. One and 2.
You know, Schmitty, when I was coaching first base in Boston, I had the great pleasure of being with Brian Butterfield, a great third base coach for many, many years. And we even, in Boston, we actually showed each other every single pitch how many outs there were. To the runners, oh yeah. So the runner would get the first base, and we would look over to the third base coach, and they would give him the number of outs, just to remind him every time.
So you guys had that sort of sequence down yourself.
Every single time.
Watch the line drive's a big one.
Yep, sure is. I mean, how many times do you see a guy on first base and there's a line drive to the left side of the field, a shortstop or third baseman, and the guy gets doubled up? It should absolutely never happen. But it does.
Pulled foul.
I used to tell him, get a good jump because I'm sending you. Right? Get a good lead because I'm sending you home, no matter what.
I know I used to come down as a GM. I used to tell the third base coach, hey, I don't care if you get guys thrown out. Send them all. Make sure they try to. You got to put the pressure on the outfielder and make a good throw. I mean, obviously, there were some times when you didn't want to send them. But I loved aggressive third base coaches. Put the pressure on the outfield.
It's a bullet foul.
Around the net?
Yep. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat.
Got to believe he bought himself an off-speed pitch right here. Their change-up in or a breaking ball down and away. He turned on that fastball with relative ease right there.
Swing and a miss.
Wrong
8
again.
Ks.
What's the best pitch in baseball? A well-located fastball, and that's exactly what he did. He threw a perfect. I mean, he obviously thought he was going to go something soft right there. He was thinking along with me. That's why it was like a 180 hitter.
Guys stand there and they look at it like, how did I miss that pitch? Do I have a hole in my bat or what?
I will say that Joe has been adamant as the former catcher and as the skipper that it's the fastball command. That's his biggest thing with Aaron, that if he had better fastball command, he wouldn't be in some of these spots that he's in. That was good command there. Good decision, too. Swing and a miss. That's a good curve.
That was well located.
Yes.
Rube, you think when guys swing through fastballs like Sanchez did right there, do you think it's being late or do you think it's the plane of their bat?
I think it's a combination of the two. I think in this day and age, you see so much bat angle up.
Right.
That
when there's only
your margin for error is so tiny.
Exactly. It's like one.
Yeah.
One little.
One spot at one time.
Make contact.
Right.
2-1. And Duhar today is popped out. He's grounded out. That one's out to left field, but right at McCutchen, who is there to make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. Aaron Nola's been excellent today through 7 innings. He's allowed 3 hits, 2 to DJ LeMahieu.
Hello, Phillies fans. Michael Barkan, Ricky Pitalico in our NBC Sports Philadelphia studio. Coming up immediately following the game, Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky Bo, how about this? 15 runs scored in 2 days, not a home run to be found. It's kind of getting back to the baseball we remember, huh?
Imagine that, a little old school baseball. We're seeing a lot of 2-strike hitting by the Phillies. I think their first 4 hits today, all with 2 strikes. This is probably the most complete game that we've seen this team play all year long. I mean, we're talking about base running, we're talking about hitting, and pitching by Aaron Nola has been outstanding. So, total package. How's that one, Ruben? I know you like the total package, don't you, Rube?
Send it back to the booth. We'll be talking to you after the game. Ruben, Michael Jack, and Tommy Mack. Back to you.
We used to call Ruben the total package. Actually, I think he used to call himself the total package.
The five-tool GM.
All right, so how about this? They were just talking about the home run, and Mike, you asked this question before. Lowest percentage of runs scored via the home run. So the Astros are #1, good offensive team.
I could have guessed that.
Padres #2, which I think that surprised me. As Harper hits one right back toward the middle. He wasn't running initially, so after Torres knocked it down, he's able to throw him out. But the White Sox are on that list. That's a good offensive team.
Yeah, that's a good way to judge a quality offensive team, that they don't need, they play like we've been watching the Phillies.
Yeah.
The last couple of days. It's hard to strike out, moving the ball around, using the whole field. Tough to pitch to.
And those are all teams that are at the top or near the top of their divisions. And so, you have to value that. You have to value the base hit. You have to value what it is just to make contact. And that's an important part of the game that's been lost. And I think it's, a market deficiency because everybody's gone to this launch angle swing where guys are just trying to hit home runs. And I think that's a testament to the clubs that really want to win. They have guys who just make good, solid, hard contact consistently.
Ball hit sharply to third. Urshela throws out Rhys Hoskins. 2 outs.
Rhys hit a ball hard. The little spell continues, though, for him. Those spells seem like, you hit a couple of hard, and they're always at somebody.
Yeah, Reese is now 0 for his last 26. It's amazing.
Wow, that's a big number. I didn't realize it was that big of a number.
It's just amazing, though, that he's in that kind of a streak after he was in such a good streak. Here's Kutch. She's 2 for 3, and he takes low.
Again, a testament to the rest of the guys in the lineup, because he's in the middle of the lineup, and yet they're still scoring runs, and he's not producing, but there's other guys who are doing the job.
It's funny, if we weren't talking about it, not many people would even know it.
Because the offense is so good, right?
Yeah.
Two and 0. The pitch to McCutchen. Inside 3-0.
Apparently it hit him.
Okay.
Must have caught his foot somehow.
Yeah, he's on base now for the 3rd time. Kids are going to love the IBEW Local 98 Zach Wheeler t-shirt. I kind of rushed right through this yesterday when I was describing the giveaway, and I shouldn't have, because it's a great giveaway. It's Sunday, July 4th at 1:05 when the Padres are here. That's the shirt right there. There's a picture of it. Order your tickets today for this great giveaway at Phillies.com. Again, it's for children 14 and under.
I guess that eliminates me from a Zach Wheeler.
Well, we've gotten you into tighter clothes, so we might be able to get you one. First pitch high, 1-0. $38,512 today. That's the attendance. Back-to-back games of 38,000 plus. Off the hands. Bohm slams the bat down. I think he feels like he missed one there. The other side is retired for the Phils. We've played 7. We'll go to the 8th. The Phillies up 7-0. Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Give your dad the rock star treatment with a gift card to Hand and Stone. And by Nextiva. When you need business communications for the office, for the home office, and everywhere in between, choose Nextiva. Phillies are up 7-0 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Time now for a Hyundai defensive play of the game. Alec Bohm. Should ask Joe Torre about that play, Mike. You guys could have compared notes.
Yeah, that play wasn't that tough.
Well, it's
regardless, it was our defensive play of the game. Brought to you by Hyundai.
Bohm would say the same thing. I might go with the shortstop's play up the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Although I guess it has to be our guy.
It doesn't always. It doesn't always. That's tremendous.
But that was, as you say, or as you say,
yeah,
Hyundai defensive play of the game. Brought to you by
your local Hyundai dealers.
Nice. Aaron Nola starting the 8th inning.
It's a nice car, by the way.
It is a nice car. You used to have one, right? No, you wanted one. That's right, you wanted one. So we get a miss, 0-2. Nola, last time he got into the 8th inning was back on the 18th of April. That was his complete game.
We were here, were we not?
We were here. Remember, he said it's about time when he threw the complete game. Connor Brogdon warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, you have to be happy with the results and the execution of his pitches. I mean, he's been right around the zone all day long. He's mixed up his pitches well. He only had like a blip in there for maybe an inning or two where he was struggling with the sharpness of his pitches, but he's really thrown a fantastic game against a tough lineup.
Yeah, he's capitalized on an aggressive lineup. Fly ball right field over toward the corner. Harper, plenty of room, makes the catch. One out here in the 8th inning. Up at City. Oh, how about this? San Diego behind a Fernando Tatis Jr. grand slam. Lead the Mets 7-2. So just as we said, the Padres don't always rely on the grand slam. Tatis, his 3rd career grand slam, as Don Orsillo, the great TV broadcaster for the Padres, calls the city Slam Diego because they hit so many last year.
Schmitty, have you got a chance to see Tatis Jr. play at all?
No.
He's a pretty electric kid. I saw him when he was very early in his career. I was doing some scouting in 19, and I guess he was probably a rookie in 2019. Not sure if that was the first time he got to the big leagues, but he can really do a lot of things. He's a pretty electric player.
I remember his father.
Yep.
The White Sox traded for James Shields for Fernando Tatis Jr.
James Big Game Shields, wasn't it?
Yeah. Imagine that White Sox team with him also on it. 1 ball and 1 strike to Clint Frazier. Curve ball. Just a bit inside. 2-1. Off the hands.
That was a quick bat right there. I was watching that up and in fastball. And he almost got to that.
Yeah, he did. Loizaga warming up. As it turns out, this was a smart decision by Joe Girardi today. He's been able to tinker with his rotation because of all the off days. The 2-2 pitch from Nola. Upstairs, 3-2. He decided not to have Aaron pitch against the Dodgers. And without really saying too much, I mean, the Dodgers have a lot of lefties. Now, Muncy's going on the injured list, so that takes away one of them. Lefties have hit Aaron better. This is a right-handed dominant lineup. He pitches better at home. It's a good decision.
So he'll pitch when again?
He'll pitch against San Francisco next weekend. And a call, strike 3, top of the zone, according to the home plate umpire. 9 strikeouts for Nola. And here comes Joe Girardi. And that may be it. He hopped out of the dugout pretty quickly. Connor Brogdon's been warming up. This place is going to be rocking if he does take him out. I mean, they'll be booing initially. Oh, here we go. I love it. I love it. And there's the call. The booing will be loud for a little bit until Aaron gets right around the first base line or so.
Well, maybe he. Do you think there's a chance that he let him pitch to one hitter so he could take him out in front of the fans?
I thought there was a chance that he would do that. Nice tip of the cap. Love it. Love it. 38,000 plus. Helping to lift Aaron Nola this afternoon. Did a heck of a job. Time for a Nextiva pitching change. Nextiva, when you need business communications for the office, the home office, and everywhere in between. Choose Nextiva. The game. Now, the offense has been great, but Aaron Nola needed this. I think the Phillies needed it from Aaron, too. He was excellent today. 9 strikeouts, 3 hits, 2 by LeMahieu.
Yeah, just an absolutely fantastic job, and especially after bouncing back. He had not pitched well, and he comes back against the vaunted Yankees. Mixing up his pitches, a sharp breaking ball, mixing up his changeup, blowing some fastballs up in the zone at times. I mean, he mixed his entire arsenal, and, you know, it was just a beautiful thing to watch for him to come out and pitch just like Aaron Nola can. He is the player of the game and the Chevrolet player of the game.
All right, so 103 pitches, 26 hitters. 19 first pitch strikes today.
That's a tremendous line.
It's nice to see, and it's nice to see that he can now take that on the trip with him.
Wade pops the first pitch up over near third. How about this? 1 pitch, and the inning is over.
And that's the gentleman that got the 3-2 splitter yesterday.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And he pops it up to end the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies up 7-0 over the Yankees. Our Hers upcoming series will have Spencer Howard returning to Southern California, where he grew up going to Dodger games. He'll take on Tony Gosselin tomorrow. Tuesday, Zach Eflin against Julio Urias. Wednesday, Zach Wheeler against Clayton Kershaw.
That's a good one.
Yes, sir. 10:10 tomorrow night is the first pitch. Spencer's got to be pretty jacked up about getting a chance to pitch at Dodger Stadium. Aaron Nola talking with Caleb Cotham and Andrew Knapp. Solid day today for Aaron. Solid day. You know, he came in, I know we mentioned this earlier. Since 2017, his ERA in the interleague games was 2.26. It goes down today. So that puts him with Kershaw, Keuchel, and Verlander, the top 4 in Major League Baseball. The Yankees will turn it over to Jonathan Loaizaga, who hasn't pitched since Thursday. And Torreyes will lead it off. And he hits one back to the box and right past it. Torreyes is retired. Whew. Almost took LeMahieu's arm off.
Yeah, this is just a situation. Loaizaga typically would be coming into more high leverage situations. He's got a great arm. He's a kid that's very, very versatile. He can pitch in the 5th. He can pitch in the 6th. He can pitch in the 8th and 9th. He has an excellent arm and just a diminutive little guy, but he's got great stuff. We've seen him in spring training. We've seen him over the last couple of years, and pretty impressive part of this very, very good bullpen for the Yankees.
Matt Joyce pinch hitting. And he takes outside. 1-0. You know, one point that we should make also is give credit to this offense for giving Aaron some early runs as well. Every pitcher loves that. 1-1.
And the thing that they did really well, again, is to keep adding on. You know, they did add on in the 5th inning again, another 3 runs. Early in the season, they would score a few runs early in the game, and then they would kind of chill out for a while. And then would not add on, and then all of a sudden a club would creep up on them, and lo and behold, they had to scramble to get a win or would lose the game. And did a pretty good job of kind of keeping the pedal to the metal, getting a couple of big base hits in that 5th inning to add on and to spread this thing out.
One and 2. And the count remains 1-2. Hit back toward the screen. Odubel on deck. Odubel's got a couple hits today.
Now, Matt Joyce hasn't had a chance to really make a huge mark on the club so far and really struggled early, but this is a tough job. And there's a guy who's not getting a lot of chances to play and get those 4 at-bats every once in a while. Did get hurt for a little while, and that kind of hurt him to get into a rhythm. It's just so tough to come off the bench after not having played in a long time and just getting 1 at-bat and 1 at-bat. And it's a tough situation for a guy. And I think that he's going to come up in situations later on in this year where they're really good, and he's going to come up with some big base hits because he can hit, and I've seen him do it over the years. It's just happened to be one of those years where he's having a tough time getting things going.
Yeah, I think your point of not having a chance to play a whole lot, I think that's a big deal. Fast is back only in theaters June 25th. Two outs, and here is Odubel Herrera. Oh, and 1. Ground ball to first. LeMahieu takes it and flips underhand. 3-1 on the putout. Phillies are done in the 8th inning. All that's left is for Enyel De Los Santos to pitch the 9th with the Phillies on top 7-0. Phillies Phillies give back to the community. The Phillies Charities Incorporated auction benefiting local charities features a lineup of new and game used memorabilia, an Andrew McCutchen autographed base, a Rhys Hoskins autographed baseball, Zach Wheeler autographed new Phillies commemorative pitching rubber. Place your bids for these items and more by June 14th on the MLB Ballpark app. Luke Williams is into the ballgame. So is Travis Jankowski. Aaron Boone's team is down 7-0 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. And Eniel De Los Santos will take over for Joe Girardi. Joe and Rob spent a lot of time in the Yankees organization. Rob Thompson, that is, Joe's bench coach. Joe won a world championship with the Yankees as their skipper. DJ LeMahieu leads it off here in the 9th. And a first pitch fastball is in there, 0-1. De Los Santos, lofty numbers in just 3 games, though. He's hit it at as high as 98 miles an hour in the minor leagues this year.
It's actually threw very, very well for the Lehigh Valley club, and he's 0-1 with a 2.79. He had 3 earned runs in 9 2/3 innings, only 2 hits, 4 walks, and 17 strikeouts in 9 2/3 innings.
Well, he should have had a strike there. Todd Tishner's been good today, but that one he missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Over to third, foul. Our thanks again to the good folks at Chevy for sponsoring today's giveaway. You can still see them on some of the guys behind home plate. The old time Phillies hat. LeMahieu fouls it. Every time a Phillies pitcher throws a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Line drive caught by Rhys Hoskins over at first. 1 out here in the 9th inning.
Wow. Say it again. LeMahieu can hit.
Yeah, he can.
Sure can.
Show me a right-handed hitter that can line out to first base, and I'll show you a good hitter.
Yeah, I think
the only guy I could ever really see do that was Dick Allen. He just had that kind of a top hand and that kind of plane. Amazing right-handed. I didn't think I lined out to first base my entire career.
really.
No. No, believe it or not. I can't remember. I wouldn't remember it.
That's why you used to complain about George Brett being left-handed, because he could pull it right through the hole. You couldn't pop it through that hole.
No.
A 1 pitch. Up high, 1-1.
Well, LeMahieu's made a lot of money driving the ball to the opposite side of the field. I mean, as you said, Schmidt, he's a great hitter. He has not had a great year. It's really an anomaly this year after signing a big contract. But he's as good a right-handed hitter as there is in the game, and he has been over the last several years.
Line drive, base hit to center field for Torres. He's hustling, thinking he might have 2. He's going to try for 2. Odubel's throw, not in time. 9th double of the year for Gleyber Torres.
We'll make a lot of money one of these days.
And now Rougned Odor. Yankee fans are hoping for a little rally. Phillies fans are hoping for not. Odor takes a strike, 0-1.
That's exactly what you want out of a guy in this situation, and he's coming, not having pitched a whole lot here in the big leagues, just to come out and throw strikes. in this situation and make sure that he's not giving any free passes and just go right after the hitters.
'96. Los Santos ready. So's Odor, who doubled his last time, in the 0-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. 97 miles an hour. He's climbing the ladder with his velocity. 2 outs. So 3 pitches, 95, 96, and now 97 on those last 3 strikes.
Man, he's just cutting it loose right here. You see the confidence building almost with every pitch, right? One of those things that I remember happening to Ryan Madsen when all of a sudden he started to really gain confidence. You saw that velocity really jump. The more comfortable you feel, more guys swing through your pitches, I think the more confident you get.
I think your point, though, both you guys, and we talked about it yesterday with Hector, he's got a 7-run lead. There's no reason to throw anything. Just see if you can get him out. Throw your fastball. Throw your best fastball. One 1-0 with a runner at second base. Fouled back 1-1.
But at the same time, you want to pitch a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
what I'm saying?
I get it.
People are watching you, and you'd like to get hitters out. You don't want to just say, well, I'm working with a 7-run lead here, and I'm just going to stick it in there and let them get themselves out. No, you want to pitch a little bit too at the same time.
One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the 9th. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. $38,000 plus on their feet. Phillies try to sweep out the Yankees. De Los Santos is ready. The pitch. Swing and a foul. He just got a piece of it at 98 miles an hour.
Making some money for the charity.
Oh, he just got a piece of it.
And Yell's feeling it 98 miles an hour, isn't he? The crowd pumping him up.
Last time the Phillies swept out the Yankees was 97. Schilling, Grace, Green. Swing and a miss. He got him. 97. De Los Santos closes the door. And the Phillies sweep out the Yankees for the first time since 97. That was a 3-game sweep. This a 2-game sweep. As they win it today 7-0. As well balanced an attack as we've seen from this ball club in these 2 games on this homestand since the first week of the season.
I agree 100%. I loved watching the last 2 games, the Yankees games, and there was 1 or 2 right before where they started to move in this direction. But as a hitter, as a former hitter, there's nothing I like more than to see guys using the whole field, thinking small, and things getting big.
No question about it. And you got to give some love to Aaron Nola. I mean, he's been, there's been some questions about, his durability. Is he really an ace? Well, he pitched like an ace today, absolutely, in shutting down this Yankees lineup. I know that Giancarlo Stanton was not in this lineup. I know that Aaron Judge wasn't in this lineup. But still, these are the Yankees. They have a quality lineup. He shut them down. He pitched extraordinarily well. He deserves a ton of credit for his effort today.
Well, the offense gave him the lead. He gave him a 4-0 lead in the first 2 innings. Our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. Real Muto begins.
Well, that is a delivery. It's an infield hit, but you make contact and things happen.
Then in the second inning, Odubel, he had a good day. His first couple of at-bats.
Right, Odubel goes opposite field off of the, left of the Xfinity sign. Drives in McCutchen. And here's a nice, very nice, important hit. Juan Segura. It wasn't a walk-off hit, but he's used to. But drives in 2 runs with a basic ground ball single up the middle, pounding his chest. He loves that situation.
Little adding on. Andrew McCutchen hooks this one to left field.
I believe that's an 0-2 pitch off of Peralta, who just came in the game. Drives in 2 more.
And then he signals to the folks out in left field and the dugout. And those are W. Mason deliveries the games. Kutch joins us. All right, Kutch, so were they getting on you or were they supporting you in left field when you signaled out there after that double?
I had a salty Yankees fan out there, so I had to let him know who was boss. So, I was pointing at him like, keep talking. So, that was it was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, listen, how good was it just to, these last couple of days, just to kind of get early runs, get the first inning run, but also get some extra runs after that?
Man, it's been tremendous for us having the big first innings like we've had here. So, to get on the board first is good. And of course, I'm sure you're going to ask about Nola, but he did a tremendous job for us. Kept us in the ball game, kept us coming in to grab the bats and score some more runs. We were able to do that for him, and it was all around good game.
Hey, Kutch, it's Ruben. You've been swinging the bat very, very well over the last several weeks. What do you think? What changed for you? What have you been doing differently? And how does it feel for you to be in that 6 hole as opposed, or 5 or 6 hole as opposed to being in the 1 hole?
Yeah, I think it's just being really consistent with just my approach. Really using my legs and staying in them. I think that's been the biggest thing for me. So been just doing that, and that's keeping me consistent at the plate, having consistent at bats, and I'm continuing to feel good every time I step up to the plate, as opposed to feeling good one at bat here and there. So that's been good, and just dropping down a little bit. I think it helps you breathe a little bit, I really thrived, when I was down in the order from being the leadoff guy, and I think it's just helping me out a little bit. Just breathe a little bit. So I've been feeling really good, and it's good that things are coming around for me.
Okay, Kutch, Mike Schmidt here. We got an issue up here that we're trying to figure out. Maybe you can help us with this.
We got a lot of issues up here.
Well, we want to figure out what to name those stands behind you. Can you put a little thought on this road trip? I mean, we're working with Kutchville. We're working with
Kutch's Corner.
We're trying to figure out to put a name on those seats out there behind you.
I think about it. Give me a little bit. We got a long flight, so I'll definitely have some time to ponder it. So
you got it. That whole square out there needs to have something related to you on it. You like to talk to those people.
Oh, for sure. So I definitely think of something. I have something. I'll probably send T-Mac something by the end of the flight.
Perfect.
That's good.
Perfect.
That's good. Real quick, just wrapping up this homestand. This was a great homestand.
Yes, it was an overall great homestand for us. It was good. It's always good to come play in front of your own fans, have a packed crowd. These last 2 days have been tremendous as well. It just feels good for it just to get some normalcy here. So,
real quick, one more thing, Kutch, Mike again. Everybody's spraying the ball the opposite field in this game today, and have been the entire, the 2 Yankee games. I mean, I've seen so much opposite field hitting, so much productive opposite field hitting.
Yeah.
Will you guys have a meeting or something?
No, you know what? I think it's just a matter of just working on it. When we're taking batting practice, I know for me, if I'm staying to the opposite side of the field in batting practice, when the game happens, it just happens naturally. So I think a lot of us have really been owning in on that, going into batting practice, really working the opposite side of the field. So when the game happens, you just go out there and play, and it's been paying off for us.
Keep doing it, man. This road trip, keep it up.
Yeah, definitely.
We could talk for an hour, Kutch, but we got to let you go.
All right,
thanks,
guys.
buddy.
Thanks, Kutch.
Right, thanks, guys.
Andrew McCutchen, our guest. The Phillies win it 7-0 over the New York Yankees. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night, the start of a 6-game West Coast trip, as the Phils will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Daniel De Los Santos finished things off for the Phillies. He got the last 3 outs in relief. Connor Brogdon, Aaron Nola, they combined a 4-hit shutout. Phillies win it 7-0.